I did a little experiment a few days ago where I asked on YouTube and Discord who the final boss of Touhou 13.5 was. A lot of people said Kokoro, which is only partially true. Some people did get the right answer. No, not that one, but it was a bit surprising to see that not everyone knew who the true final boss of Touhou 13.5 was. But I don't blame anyone. I didn't know who the true final boss was until I got to it, like, a week ago. But when I reached it, I was actually blown away. The way Touhou 13.5 builds up its finale through the game's story helps give this game an unforgettable climax. And that's what we'll be talking about today. First, we need to provide some context. Touhou 13.5, Hopeless Masquerade, has a story about humans losing the emotion of hope. The religious leaders all seek to save the day by providing hope to the humans through their religions. Despite some good intentions, the religions are ultimately trying to benefit off of a crisis. The fights in this game are all popularity contests, and the winners gain followers. When Reimu investigates, she learns that a yokai named Kokoro has lost her Mask of Hope, and that's causing emotions to go into disarray. Kokoro is a yokai with an emotionless face. She expresses her emotions through the masks she wears. Kokoro also balances emotions with her masks, and if one mask is lost, then chaos ensues. Different people take turns fighting Kokoro, which is how the story of the game mainly plays out, but one constant is that Mamizo is always the penultimate boss. She observes the situation, and often leads characters to fight Kokoro. And after everyone else has had a go at Kokoro, Mamizo makes her move. The finale of Touhou 13.5 really starts with the last two campaigns, and the first of these stars Mamizo. Mamizo goes around and asks each religious leader what Kokoro's doing, as each leader thinks they're the one closest to solving the incident. Miko says she made Kokoro a new Mask of Hope, and that'll fix things. But Byakuren says Kokoro's studying at the temple to control her emotions. Mamizo figures out something isn't right, and thanks to her experiences as a penultimate boss, she's able to easily beat the other characters and get their information. When she reaches Reimu, Mamizo learns that Kokoro's been trying to find her old Mask of Hope at the shrine. So, Mamizo defeats Reimu and talks to Kokoro. Kokoro explains that if she uses the new Mask of Hope Miko made, then she'd end up turning back into a pile of masks and lose her yokai form. Miko knew about this, by the way. The incident would be resolved, and emotions would stabilize, but Kokoro would cease to exist. Mamizo hears Kokoro's situation and helps her. Mamizo realizes that Kokoro doesn't actually have emotions when she wears masks. The masks are simply interchanging on their own. So, Kokoro needs to discover her own sense of self to use the new Mask of Hope. This would move her beyond simply being a set of tools. She needs to learn how to express herself. Fight everyone else and observe their emotions. That's the advice Mamizo gives. So, that's what Kokoro does. The last campaign of Touhou 13.5 features you playing as Kokoro. Kokoro learns different things, like casual talk from Ichirin, and more. She gradually grows excited as she wins every fight, discovering new emotions like frustration, joy, and even exhaustion. When Kokoro reaches Mamizo, Mamizo sees that Kokoro's progressed from a reserved, emotionless slate to an excited girl, ready to win the fights she comes across. Very yokai-like. She beats Mamizo, and Mamizo observes that as is, Kokoro can exist on her own. The new Mask of Hope will bring hope back, and Kokoro gets to stay. Incident resolved, right? Not quite. Kokoro realizes there's one more thing to do. One more group to take down, and then there will be true peace. And this is where we finally enter the final boss of Touhou 13.5. Kokoro returns to the human village and we find Reimu. As Kokoro explains, the religious leaders had been stirring up emotions, and this must be corrected. they've been using the crisis to their advantage. And then, Yakurin comes in. She's ready to get Kokoro's emotions under control. And then Miko, who's prepared to ensure Kokoro turns into a pile of masks. So, Kokoro's ready to fight them on her own, to break the cycle of emotional manipulation, and to stop the religious leaders from benefiting off of trouble. Kokoro's theme plays, and the fight begins. So, Reimu as a final boss fight on its own is already really cool. Surprisingly, this isn't even the first time it's happened, but it's still neat. This time though, it's different. You're actually solving the incident by beating her. It's not just some random duel. You go through the first phase, as normal, and then Miko joins in. This is a group fight between all three religious leaders. Ooh. It's really cool to see these characters team up, and it brings in team attacks well before Touhou 15.5. These patterns also have a unique mechanic where you can tire out Reimu's teammates, meaning the final boss features unique gameplay not seen anywhere else. The duo attacks gradually evolve into trio attacks. We get attacks that are fun to dodge, and poses that make the Touhou fan in me squeal in joy. You go through the rounds of the fight, and Kokoro wins. The game ends with Gensokyo returning to normal, and emotions restored. Kokoro does a special no dance at the shrine, retelling the events of the game. As the narration says, she learned joy from victory, frustration from defeat, sorrow from isolation, and anger from her religious enemies. Kokoro may not literally be able to express herself, but for the first time, she can truly feel, thus ending Touhou 13.5. This game's finale blew me away. In just her second appearance, Mamizo demonstrates both extreme wisdom and extreme kindness. While the religious leaders are focused on their own sex, Mamizo instead focuses on what she believes is best for Kokoro. It's her first instance of being a guardian figure, something that will continue to persist. The game's final boss also stands apart from the rest of the series, with the fight against the main character and two previous final bosses combined. But most importantly, this game lets Kokoro develop into her own person. It's so heartwarming seeing her discover who she truly is and what her emotions mean. And despite Mamizo's wisdom, she is the one who ultimately figures out that the religious leaders need to be stopped. Touhou 13.5 is admittedly not the most fun game in the series, but I do think its story is well worth taking a look at. But anyways, that was how Touhou 13.5 built the perfect finale.